Hey everyone, I just read the latest tweet from IGN having to do with a Halo movie and Microsoft still being interested in it. Now, of course, this has kind of been a fiasco going on for some time, but it's about time. I mean, we got Halo Reach coming out next week, I believe. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. It's looking great, and I've just kind of reminisced the past week or so playing the original Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2. Like I said in other videos, I've played all the Halo games thus far. But anyway, their concern about making a Halo movie is having an uh, well, emotionally identifiable character or something like that with the Master Chief. So he's been kind of an obstacle to them, and I don't see why. I mean, I understand he's made his character very known throughout the games. But if we look back to Halo Wars, he was not in that. The Spartans were, but he was not. I mean, this was 20 years prior to the first game, as far as the chronology is concerned. But how do you make a game out of the franchise? Or how do you make a movie, excuse me, out of the franchise? Well, you start there with Halo Wars 20 years before. Or you talk something about how they started the war with the Covenant to begin with. We just, go a whole prequel there. But if you are to be some kind of purist, I guess you might say, and you want the game or a movie, excuse me again, a movie about the franchise, how basically we were introduced to the story and all that, we would go back to the story of the original Halo ring. So, how would you overcome that obstacle of Master Chief? Well, I have a couple theories on that. And to illustrate these theories best, or I would have to refer back to a couple of movies that I thought were really good. First one is Equilibrium. Now, if you haven't seen seen the movie, I would recommend going to see it. Um, but there's some characters in there. Their faces aren't shown, but they are important, and you don't really get on a personal level with them, so that would be something to work around. But you don't see their faces, but they're important. And they're basically these soldiers that serve the government, and they go out and fight the sense offenders or who they consider to be terrorists. Of course, these masked characters are the bad guys, so to speak, in that movie and in that setting. So there's one way to do that, but there was one in there who was I forget who he was, but he was on the original series of American Gladiators, and he has also done some acting too. And this was one of the movies he acted in. You see part of his face; it's like from up here. You see like his nose and his mouth moving. If you didn't know it was him, you wouldn't have recognized him. I mean, I obviously didn't recognize him. It's so long since I've seen the original series when I watched the movie, but yeah, he was one of these masked guys. But he was one you got to see his face, and probably because he was one of the leading officers or whatever. But there's one way to do that. You just don't show all his face, but you still know he's got humanity underneath the mask, so to speak. The second movie I would refer to is the movie Moon, which came out either last year or the year before. And sorry, I'm sweating. It's kind of hot in here. But either do you go if you go to this movie Moon, it's about this guy who's been repeatedly cloned and has been some kind of I don't know, space exploration experiment on the moon, and been sitting at this space station his entire for 3 years, and every 3 years is a new clone made of him. But he's been doing this clone, whatever, has been doing this repeatedly, and he's pretty much by himself. However, there is this robot there who knows the whole thing, the whole secret there. And his face isn't shown. He's voiced by Kevin Spacey. I think it's Kevin Spacey. He's one of those Kevin actors guys, but he of course, Kevin Spacey's character, or this robot, he doesn't have a face. He's just a robot, floating there, going back and forth and all that. But he has a personality to him. He's emotionally connected to the viewer. And this is a great movie. You haven't seen it. You got to see this to understand really what I'm talking about. But see, there are ways to get around Master Chief's obstacle. And those would be a couple ways to do it. I am certainly looking forward to a Halo movie. I mean, you got things like Avatar, which I absolutely can't stand what it's become, what it implied, but I mean, it's very visually well made, and you got these creatures there, these blue creatures, I guess, and a lot of them kind of look Covenant inspired almost. So, yeah, it can be done. It could be big and epic, and certainly it would have to be. Halo would have to be an epic movie. I mean, if you made a summer blockbuster, you just make a whole bunch of people mad. And I'm sure you're thinking of some examples of what kind of movies have been messed up like that. But yeah, it needs to be made. It's about time. I mean, once they get this Halo Reach thing died down, they need to sit down and look at this and say, hey, yeah, it can be done, and we need to do it. If they're going to continue this franchise anymore, I mean, this has just absolutely got to happen. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. Check out the link below for IGN's original article. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and I will see you next time. God bless.